teaching, they both belong. Join the conference, it's gonna be lit. Curipod fam, you don't wanna miss it. In this digital age, we gather online. No need to travel, no waiting in line. From the comfort of home, our passion tastes like. Afraid we divide us, but our heart bars are right. Can't attend live, don't let it dismay. Plays on the way, just a click, no delay. Curacon, the future's our song. We're writing, teaching, they both belong. Join the conference, it's gonna be lit. Curipod fam, you don't wanna miss it. So spread the word, let the excitement unfold. Curacon's the place for teachers, it's our world. In the realm of art, together we'll find. Our Curacon, let make the future come alive.
Hi, welcome back for day one, session 2 of Curacon. We are stoked to have you here. I'm your host, Amanda Fox, community manager of Curipod, and
I'm Christy Cloud, and I hope you guys are ready for another round of mind-blowing insights and awesome discussions. Curacon is a cutting-edge virtual conference at the intersection of education and technology, revolutionizing the way that we teach and that our kids learn. It's a dynamic platform where educators, innovators, and AI enthusiasts can come together to explore transformative teaching methods, innovative applications of artificial intelligence, and embrace the future of interactive learning.
Speaking of the future of learning, that entire Curacon wrap was written, produced, and performed by AI. And that is not an AI dog in the background. That is my dog Maggie. And a fun fact: in Curipod, when a student gets a username, it's all of the Curipod team has actually snuck their cats' names into the username. So if you see Lusk, Lusk is actually Eskills, one of our developers' cats. So feel very lucky and honored if you get that nickname in Curipod because that is a very special nickname that is near and dear to his heart. Also, through engaging presentations, workshops, and discussions, Curacon also empowers participants to harness the potential of AI in education, fostering a community-driven approach to shaping the future of teaching and educational technology. Which brings us to our next speaker. I need to get better sound effects. Big shout out to our incredible presenter, Jen Hall, for joining us today. You want to tell us a little bit about Jen?
I cannot wait. I'm gonna start out with a little, y'all. I can't even remember how long ago my first Georgia Ed Tech conference was. And the only thing I remember about it is Jen Hall's presentation, her session. I mean, icon. She has been an educator for over 26 years and currently serves as Atlanta Public Schools digital learning specialist. And in this role, she collaborates with school leaders and teachers to effectively integrate technology and engaging standards-based lessons. She also fosters students' college and career readiness skills while providing targeted and relevant district-wide professional development. And I have enjoyed some of that professional development at GAETC. Her passion is using instructional technology to foster student engagement.
And I'm excited because I get to see her present at GAETC, and I will be attending some of her sessions. So without further ado, let's bring up Jen.
Well, that's an amazing introduction. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. And I'm super excited about GATC, and I'm thrilled that Curipod's going to be coming and hanging out with us in Georgia. And I'm super excited to be sharing tonight. It's a tough act to follow, the creator of this amazing tool and resource, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm super excited to share, and good to see y'all.
We knew you'd be up for it. And your presentations are absolutely engaging and phenomenal. Also at GATC, if you are attending, we are going to do a Curacon social. So be on the lookout, check your inbox. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, do so now so you can join us and have some, wear your orange and have some beers. So.
Just for y'all, I'm ready. Just for y'all, will I wear orange? Because I know it's a safe space to say this. Orange is my least favorite color, but I will wear it for my Curipod friends. Just so you know, I'm rocking my shirt just for y'all.
Rocking the
For the love,
shirt.
for the love.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, I was born with orange hair, so if I was destined to not love orange, I would be in a very sad predicament. So we're gonna go ahead and bring up your presentation. We're gonna pop down and let you rock and roll it.
Awesome. Thanks, friends. Appreciate it. All right. So I'm so excited. This up here, and I'm actually going to copy this link, and I'm going to drop it in the chat if it cooperates for me. There we go. So I would love for y'all to join, because the best way to experience Curipod is to participate in one. We're going to give some folks some time to join here in just a second. Awesome. One of the things I really love is the fact that you get creative student names. Is that coming in? You can still join as we get started. There we go. Look at that. It's amazing. All of our friends from all over are joining. Awesome. So I'm going to dive in here, but I created my lesson. And for those who were here earlier in the first session, I was talking about purifying your lesson. I've presented this session before, just talking about AI in general. And then I was like, wait, if I'm on Curacon, I got to use Curipod. So I actually used the Purify my slides. This was fantastic. So let's dive in here. So that was an amazing introduction. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about who I am. But I am a digital learning specialist here in Atlanta. My friends call me Jen. So now that we've met, it's super exciting to connect with y'all. So the big piece here is for the why of why we're talking about using AI in the classroom is we want to leverage technology to not just substitute, paper and pencil for using, tech, but also being able to redefine what we can do that we couldn't have done before. So here in Atlanta, we're big fans of the SAMR model, just as an assessment of how do we take technology and level up. So using and leveraging AI is the greatest way to redefine how we want our students to engage in content. So as we dive in here, we've got a short time together, but here are my goals for our time together, because I want it to be meaningful, is one, to understand the pros and cons of using AI in the classroom. Now, I don't have all the right answers, but I have some thoughts on some pros and some thoughts on some cons. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to explore AI apps, some tools that you can use in the classroom. And also, I hope you will gain some ideas for using AI in the classroom. So thumbs up in the chat. I'm watching the chat over here as well, if you think that those are some good goals for our time together. So I do have a question. I'd love for you to rate your knowledge of AI. Would you say that you are a novice to you know enough to be dangerous, or you're an expert, you could lead this session? I'd love to know. So we're going to go ahead and start that and rate your knowledge of AI and let us know where you are. Awesome. So let's see where we are here. This is really good. We've got, all right, who could lead this session? I'm going to pass the mic here. This is fantastic. We got a couple experts, no pressure for me. Know enough to be dangerous. That's kind of where people are in the middle here. And we got some fundamental awareness. So the goal in our time is not to all of a sudden have everybody be experts, but to maybe move you up a level a little bit. And so that is great. I do love that you'll notice I could start that. It gave me 30 seconds for y'all to respond, but I could add to the timer. That's a great feature of Curipod that I can on the fly go, wait, y'all need a little more time. I can do that, which is great. All right. So I'm just curious what you consider, and I'm going to take this time down. So by default, it gave me 3 minutes here. I'm going to take it down just a little bit. We're just going to take about a minute for you all to let me know, what do you think a pro of using AI in the classroom would be? So I'm going to go ahead and start this. Let's see what you all think. What is a pro of using AI in the classroom? What do you think? All right. So, loving this. We've got some options here with some answers. So I'm going to skip the voting just due to time because you all got to see that in the last session where you got to vote up some of your favorite responses. But I'm just going to throw this out here. So we've got some great pros. I did see over in the chat that one of our friends said that AI is constantly changing. So maybe no pros because there's so much to learn. That's an interesting perspective. I see a lot more. I see job makes it more efficient and effective. Love it. Give students confidence in their ideas. Interesting. This is my mantra: work smarter, not harder. So whoever said that, I am with you. Teacher assistant, something teachers have needed. Okay, love that. Great idea. Time saver. So I'm seeing a lot about time and help. Great. I love this one. I don't have to know everything. Good point. I love it. So these are some great responses on some pros here. So I've got a couple of things that I put in the pro column. And again, I'm not the expert, but I'm going to share kind of what I think are some of the pros for using AI in the classroom. Pro number one, which I'm a big proponent for, is personalizes learning. Because now you have that, like someone said, you have that extra teacher or assistant in the classroom that can support you. I love the ability to personalize it for students. So I can create content very quickly, very easily, and push it out to different students based on their needs. And also there's a lot of tools that are bringing in AI directly into tools like Conamigo has their ability to go through their platform, and then your little Conmigo helper works with students on a self-paced basis. So for personalized learning, that's definitely number one pro for me. We are a big proponent for personalized learning in our district, and so that's a lens I'm always thinking about. Number two, this right here automates grading. Okay, so I really love the AI feedback that was provided in the session earlier. Eric did a great job demoing that to show that immediate feedback that was coming in. I'm a former language arts teacher, and I spent so much time grading papers. I can get that time back, and it's automated, so that means they're going to get feedback more quickly. That's important. So I really think that the fact that it can automate grading is a powerful option. So putting that in the pro column. What do we think? Automating grading? Let me know if you think that you agree with that. That's a pro. All right. Let's take a look at our next one. Real-time feedback. Also, this is another example of that feedback that's built into Curipod, that you can do that with AI, that you get it immediately. Oftentimes with students, some times they would be like, well, I just turned in my paper. Don't you have it graded? Don't have the answers? I need to know right now. And sadly, I'm only one person. And if I was teaching 100 students, the real-time feedback is kind of a challenge for everything. So I do think that that's a definite plus for leveraging AI, is to provide that real-time feedback. All right, let's take a look at another pro. To me, I think it promotes engagement, because now I've leveled up, whether it's a presentation or I'm using a tool like Curipod, I'm thinking it's promoting engagement. And that is a big focus for me, is to, if our students are engaged, hopefully then they are immersed in their learning. And that is a key piece as well. Let's take a look at another pro. I got a couple more pros here. So it fosters critical thinking. And now you might be thinking, well, AI is doing the thinking, but not all the time. It depends on how you're using AI. So if you're using tools like ChatGPT, that's a tongue twister there. It fosters critical thinking because you have to know the right questions to ask. If you don't have the right questions, you can't get the right answers. So I do think that it fosters critical thinking. And even for teachers, if I'm looking for resources, the ability to go in and create prompts to get the right question, the right responses, is important. I also think it encourages creativity. There's so many cool tools now. Adobe Express has released their, they've got Firefly built in, and you can actually say, hey, create text with this imagery, and it can make something that you come up with and describe. So it really does foster creativity, because you have to kind of exercise your brain again to ask the right prompts or to leverage different tools. So let's talk about some ideas. So were there any pros that y'all are like, no, Jen, I don't really necessarily agree with that? Let me know. What do you think? What you think so far about my pros? Thumbs up on the pros so far? Yes. And I agree. There's my friend Erica. What's up, Green Screen Gal? She is killing it with all of the use of AI with all things creativity. I know that. So let's talk about some ideas for the classroom, specifically where it kind of started. So like this was my introduction to using AI, and that was ChatGPT when it dropped. And it's only been in the last year that we've become familiar with it. I just remember going, well, what do you do with it? I don't understand. So this is the first time I used it. Don't judge. Is it necessarily education related? No, but this is how I needed to understand the tool. So I asked ChatGPT to plan my summer road trip. I was going to be driving to through Idaho and Montana, and I said, ChatGPT, give me a road trip. These are the things I want to see. So I had to ask it the right questions, and I had to give it key things. I wanted to go to historic sites. I wanted to go to the capitals and national parks. So I had to come up with the right question. Okay. So this is actually it generating my road trip plan. Did I use the whole plan? No, but it was a spark. It was a start. So as a former ELA teacher, I'm not a fan of kids going in and going, hey, write my paper for me or write my discussion for me. But I'm a fan of I've written a paper and putting it into ChatGPT and getting feedback. I think that's kind of a great way to leverage it. So this was my first foray into understanding what is the ability of generative AI. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I downloaded the app and now I use it all the time for searching. Like I just did another road trip and I was like, what's the must-see things I can do? It's faster than going to Google and going through 30 different pages to get to the same information. So that's a skill set to teach your students about, again, asking the right questions. So that was the first piece. I was like, okay, this is cool. Let's see, how can we leverage it? I've done demos with teachers. We've gone in and we've had them actually say, I need a lesson plan on XYZ for this particular grade level on this particular topic. Here's the standard. The more information you give ChatGPT, the better information you get out. So that was like the first experience. But it's really about that prompting tips. I need to be able to think about the tone. What is my objective? What are the examples I want it to give me? What is the format I want it? I was at a conference today and there was a session after mine that they were talking about ChatGPT and they demoed how you can say, I would like a table with the following information and the table should have X number of lines in it. I was blown away. It keeps getting more powerful. So you want to think about your audience when you're asking it questions. You're going to ask, do I need citations? Which that's kind of an important thing. Do I need visuals? I really like that you can go in and say, hey, explain a concept so that a second grader or a third grader will understand it. So it's really a great way to leverage ChatGPT to create content for lesson planning. So that was like, okay, great idea. So this was a first win for teachers. They were excited. But then teachers said, but I can't have students create a ChatGPT account because initially it was 18 or over. Now it's 13 or over and it saves your chat. And so for privacy, that's kind of an issue. But what someone did was they took, without getting into all the technical jargon, they took what is ChatGPT and they used the API app and put it into their website. And it's open. You don't have to log in. And so this is actually Codebreaker edu created their chat. So they call it Byte. Students can use this without having an account to do some search. So it's a great way for you to teach them how to use the tool without them saving their information, because it's a really important thing that you don't want to put your personal information in there. So back to using ChatGPT, you don't want to say, hey, give me strategies for John Smith, who has the following learning disabilities and needs support. You don't want to put any personal information in there, no identifying information. This is a great solution that it's also not saving your chat record and kids can use it. So pretty cool option there to check out if you've got younger kiddos. So then I was like, all right, AI is magic. Let's see how we can use this with instructional tools. So we're gonna try this here. I've actually embedded, and I love this feature in Curipod. I've embedded a Canva design directly in my Curipod. So y'all are my first ones to see this, and doing this virtually. This is going to be fun. So let's take a look here. So Canva is one of my absolute favorite things. Everybody else is on the Canva bandwagon, right? So what Canva has done, and they just released today, they've really done a big update for Canva EDU for education. But I've got the Magic Studio, and with Magic Studio, I can go in and do Magic Design. I can do Magic Write, which means I can say, put in a prompt and have it put all this content directly into a design platform. So I'm taking the power of ChatGPT. Now I've got the design capability of using Canva. This is magical, right? So using Magic Studio, I can have it write stuff, design stuff. I can magically resize stuff. They've added a new feature where it's called Magic Move. I can literally be in one part of the picture and it can grab a person and move them into another part of the picture. Magic Extend. So they've got the whole thing, and it's leveraging AI, which is an amazing option. So I love that. I can check that out. So if you've not used Magic Design before, I can go in and I can say, all right, create a design. I want to make a presentation. So the first time I had to present on AI at our district, I went into Canva and said, can you make me a presentation on AI? I mean, why not? So I can say, hey, for this one, their example of styling proposal, what do I want? And it's going to generate it, not just the design, but it's going to put the content in there. I also had to work on a homework assignment the other day for grad school, and I was not feeling inspired. And I was like, oh, I have to do a presentation on student engagement. Canva, help me out. And it started it. Did I turn it in exactly the way they created it? No, but it was a spark. And that's where it's really powerful for students, because I don't know about you, a lot of people get thrown off with the ability to start with a blank screen, a blank slate. That can be very intimidating for students. All right, so the next piece that this is really cool. So now we've got AI to generate content. We can design with Canva. Fantastic. Now let's assess students. So Formative is a tool that we have in our district. I don't know if everyone's familiar with it, but it's real-time instruction where I can get data right there. We have a big focus on data. I can actually use now in Formative, they have the ability for you to go in, you got to turn it on. You got to go down into your settings because it's in beta. So like y'all are learning the secret sauce right now. Go into your settings in Formative, scroll all the way down, turn on AI content creation. And what that does is now I can go in and say, hello, I want to create a Formative. And so when I do that, I can go up to the top and say, create a AI generated Formative. I can put the topic, I can put the objectives. I can choose easy, medium, or hard, short, medium, or long length assessment. So for me creating content very quickly, assessment content, I can differentiate and have 3 different versions of an assessment just like that for kiddos. So I really do love that I can do that. So again, picking what do I want, what grade level, what is my topic. I can add my additional settings, making it easy, making it a little bit harder so I can push it for my gifted learners. I can give them one that's a little more challenging. I definitely love that I can do that. All right. So isn't that kind of cool that you saw that I'm literally inside Canvas inside of a Curipod? So that means you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you've already got a bunch of presentations, you can embed them in here. So let's keep it moving and talk about, I want you all to see this. We're going to hope that I've shared the audio. We're going to hope that this is going to cooperate, but I want you to see the Canva Magic Write in action real quick.
Are you ready to try your very own AI-powered teaching assistant in Canva? Magic Write is available for teachers and teaching staff in Canva for Education right now. Let's try it out. I want some lesson ideas for a 5th grade math class that will be relevant and fun for students who love basketball. Wow, they're going to love it.
Now, I need to make some lesson content for my 7th grade science students. How about a presentation about precipitation? What a time saver.
How about a brainstorm, though? Let's spark some creativity in our art history class.
Nice. Create easy, medium and hard activities to teach second graders about the solar system.
Give me 10 story starter ideas for a grade 12 English class.
Adapt this text so my third graders can understand it.
Create 3 math problems for grade 8 geometry students.
Design a low budget science activity for 6th graders.
Whoa! The possibilities are endless. Try Magic Write and Canva for Education today.
So I put this in there to point out that I embedded a YouTube video directly into my Curipod activity, my lesson. So I do love that in there. So, all right. So we talked about the pros. Of course, Curipod is now the magic of all the things. It's designing an engaging lesson. It's pulling in AI. All of that is a great way to package a lesson. So I'm not going to go deep into that. You're experiencing all the things that are Curipod right now, but I love that I can create different types of activities and Curify my slides. So what I did was I created in Canva, got all the cool designs that I wanted, and then I downloaded it. You can download it as a PowerPoint or you can download it as a PDF and then upload it and then Curify it. And what it does is it finds activities to add to your presentation. So I'm just curious what you all think is a con of using AI in the classroom. So we got, we're in the home stretch here. These are fast and furious, these 30-minute sessions, but I'm just curious, what is a con of using AI in the classroom? All right, we got some answers here. Let's see what y'all got. I'm just curious. So we got not fully understanding how the tool works. Atrophying certain teacher skills. Whoa, I'm throwing that up there. Doing work for people, cheating, not reviewing content before being placed in front of students. I agree with this. You got to check your work. You can't just put it out there just because you got it from the AI. I love it. Let's see. People who think you aren't doing your job if you use AI. Interesting. Okay. Feels like cheating. Like I said, for me, the ELA teacher says I'm going to write it and put it into ChatGPT for feedback and not have ChatGPT write it for me. Teachers need to rethink their assignments. If the answer can be generated by AI, it doesn't belong in the classroom anymore. Ooh, powerful. Awesome. Data can be incorrect and suggestions could not be suitable. All right. I agree with some of those are awesome. So here are the pros that I've come up with. Again, not the expert, just things that I've been thinking about. One of which is it cannot replace human interaction and feedback. I can't have AI do all of the feedback. Then I don't know my students. I'm not connecting with them. I don't want to use it for emails, things like that. I want to still have it be something I'm creating. It may reinforce biases and limit critical thinking skills. The reinforcing biases is you just never know where the information is coming from. Can be biased content. And also if the kids are just automatically using AI to generate information and not really thinking about it, then that's going to limit that. Privacy concerns. Again, you're not going to want to put all of the stuff out there. So don't put any personal information out there. So there's privacy concerns there. So I'm just curious, what is an idea that you've got that you're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that, or I need to find out a little bit more. We're gonna take this down to like, I love that I can adjust the time on the fly here because I want to do wrap up. So I'm gonna give y'all 40 seconds here, and then I know the next session's about to start. So I'm seeing a lot of options here for students. That's fantastic. So I'm going to grab that. But I want to say thank you because I'm looking at the time and I know I'm going to get the hook from Amanda and to say that it's time for the next folks. But I just want to say thank you all so much for tuning in and hopefully you gain some ideas, pros and cons, and some ideas for using AI.
Jen, thank you so much. There's so much in that. And I'm still going over all of it. And guys, we have Heather Brantley coming up next. And I just want to take just a second to remind you guys about your bingo, your dance challenges, and all the cool prizes that we have going on. So while you're getting ready to move on over to Heather's session, keep your bingo in mind, and I'll see you guys there.
Curacon, the future's awesome. We're riding